Hey there tech fans, today I've got the Orei BK-929 8K HDMI eARC audio extractor. This product makes it really easy for you to connect your newer eARC compatible audio gear with your older media equipment that may not have an ARC or an eARC connection, because the product can automatically separate the audio from any HDMI media stream and then allow you to pass that along to a soundbar or home stereo through the eARC connection for that full theater experience. The product fully supports 8K ultra high definition media content and is both HDMI 2.1 as well as HDCP 2.3 compliant, which means it's plug and play compatible with older and newer media gear. Now, as part of this overview, I'd like to start with a quick unboxing just to show you everything that's included with the kit. And then I'll take a closer look at the BK-929, I'll explain the connections and indicators so you understand exactly how to use it, and then I'll come back and point out a few things that really separate this particular eARC audio extractor from other products you may be considering. So let's get started with the unboxing. When you first pop open the box, you'll find the BK-929. You'll find a single DC 5V 1A power supply. You can simply plug this end into any standard wall outlet. The other end of the cable has a barrel connection on it, which plugs directly into the DC input port in the back and provides all the power you'll need for operation. Also included is a warranty card and a full instruction manual that explains connection diagrams, specifications, and a lot of other things you'll need to understand about the BK-929 to use it correctly. So always read through that manual to get the best value out of the product. Now, if you stay tuned next, I'll take a closer look at the unit, and then I'll come back with a few things that I feel really separate this product from others you may be considering. The Orei BK-929 features a full metal enclosure which makes it incredibly durable and really helps to minimize outside interference from causing any issues with the sensitive electronics inside. On either side of the cabinet, you'll find ventilation slots that are designed to let any heat that develops during operation escape and keep the electronics inside at a very comfortable temperature. On the front of the unit, starting on the left, you'll find a power indicator. The minute you add power to the module, it immediately starts an internal power on self-test where it checks the electronics. Once it passes that test, it'll light this LED, letting you know it's ready to use. To the right of that is an input indicator. When you make a connection between the module and your media device, that HDMI cable is checked. Once it's been verified, this LED will come on, indicating a solid connection. To the right of that is an output indicator. The minute you make a connection between the module and your local monitor, that HDMI cable is checked as well. Once it's been verified, the output LED will come on, letting you know you have a solid connection to your monitor. Finally, to the right of that is a soundbar indicator. When you make a third connection from the module to your soundbar on the eARC or eARC port, that HDMI cable is checked. Once it's been verified, this indicator will come on, letting you know you have a solid connection to your audio equipment. So under normal operation, all four of these LEDs should be on. To the right of those is a service port, and that's a USB-C port that's used for updating the firmware later on if needed. You can simply make a connection from this port to your local computer, move the firmware file to the module to complete that upgrade. On the rear of the modules where you make all your connections, starting on the left, you'll find a full-sized HDMI port labeled in source. This connects to whatever media device you'd like to separate the audio from the media stream and pass it along to your soundbar. So a high-speed HDMI connection from here to your media device. To the right of that are two more HDMI ports labeled output. One is TV, the other soundbar. The TV port connects to your local monitor with another high-speed HDMI cable, and the HDMI labeled out soundbar connects to your soundbar with a third HDMI cable. And it's nice that the company separates the output for your video from the output on your audio. Finally, to the right of that is a DC input port, and that's used with the included power supply. Simply plug that power supply into a wall outlet. The other end of the cable has a barrel connection on it, which plugs in right there and provides all the power you'll need for operation. I hope that closer look was helpful. Now, here are a few really important things to keep in mind when you're comparing the Orei BK-929 with other HDMI audio extractors you may be considering. The first thing, and probably most important thing, is that this product fully supports 8K ultra high definition media content. And the reason that's important is because the 929 sits between your media gear and your display. And the fact that it supports 8K content means you're going to get a perfect picture on your display. Other eARC audio extractors may only support 4K, and if they support 4K at all, it may only be 30 frames a second, which means it's going to reduce the quality of the image you're viewing. With this one, you know you're going to get a perfectly crystal clear picture, and even if you're only watching 4K content today, as you upgrade your media equipment or your display, knowing you've got a product that can handle the higher resolution at the higher frame rate means you won't have to worry about upgrading this component. Two other important features are the HDMI certification and the HDCP certification, because HDMI has gone through a lot of changes in recent years. A lot of new features have been introduced in that standard. So knowing you're on HDMI 2.1 means you can immediately take advantage of all those features. And the HDCP certification is important as well because that controls copy protection. So knowing you're on HDCP 2.3 means you can play a wider variety of copy protected files through the unit. And the last thing I'll mention is the separation of the audio and video outputs. A lot of the HDMI audio extractors have a single output, which means you'll connect that to your soundbar and then have to connect your soundbar back to the TV. With this one, you have a dedicated video out, which you can connect to your display, and a dedicated audio out, which you can connect to your soundbar or home stereo. It just makes your wiring incredibly easy. And that's pretty much all I had for today, so hopefully you've enjoyed this content.